Y'all, I done started this video about 7 times already. You feel me? And I really don't want to sit on here and tell y'all, my story and all that because I'm a little shy and this is like my first time and I've been dreading this. Like, I didn't want to tell my story. I really didn't even want to be seen in this moment, like in this state of vulnerability. So it's though I'm sitting here like I can barely get the words out. You feel me? Like, I feel like the hardest thing right now is getting on here and being vulnerable around a bunch of people that I don't even know. Like, I do not know y'all. But God is telling me, like, tell your story, tell your story. And, like, I really don't want to do this right now. Like, I'm not even ready to lie. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be seen. Like, I'm just one of those people who, like their life in the background, away from people, away from judgment, away from criticism and stuff. Because I faced a lot of that. I faced a lot of people trying to dim my light, and it worked. Like, I'm sitting here right now, and this is hard for me. Like, I didn't restarted this video so many times. Like, I'm not even going to say I'm nervous. I'm not even going to speak fear or doubt over this video right now because, this is a video that someone really needs to see. God didn't put this on my heart and align me right here for no reason. Like, I'm telling you, I'm not doing this for like no recognition or nothing. Like, I really don't even post on social media. You feel me? So like, this is already a lot for me, and I'm here to tell you my why about the But God movement and why I even started this thing in the first place. Like I said, like, my mother, she was a single mother. She did the best she could for us. You feel me? She got 3 daughters, it's 3 of us. And, sometimes you're like, dang, girl, you never learned the lesson. But, I'm stop playing with my mother. But, like, yeah, like, she had 3 of us. And, she passed away about 2 years ago. And it rocked my world. Like, nothing else rocked my world as hard as that. Like, losing her was like losing a piece of me. It was the hardest thing in the world. And by God's grace, like, I'm here right now. You feel me? Like, that really shook me to my core. Like, y'all, when I tell y'all I shaved my hair off and everything, like, I was broken. I was in pieces. And I really wanted to give up because it was times where it was like those voices, where it's like, give up, do this, do that. And, it's always that intuition, that light, that God, like, figure in your life that's like, don't do it. You feel me? Your life is way bigger than this. And, like, just for this moment right here, this is the most powerful thing I've ever done in my life. Was just get on here and explain how I feel to potentially millions of people right now about why my business means, my movement means so much to me. She struggled. My mother, she struggled. And she did the best she could for us. The main thing she said, she was like, I want y'all to be better than me. I want y'all to always do better and be better than me. And who am I to let my mother down? You feel me? Like, I will never, ever let her death go in vain. Like, 2 years ago, like, I was supposed to tell my story. You feel me? Like, if you look back, like, I got videos from 2 years ago. I was supposed to tell my story. I was supposed to tell y'all, the reason behind Black Card Movement, but I didn't have the words, I barely got the words now, like, I still can't even process it. You feel me? Like, it's been so tough trying to understand why this happened and what was the reason. Because, like I said, my mother was the only parent that I've ever had in life. So, like, all of me and my sisters had in life. So once she was gone, who did we have after that? we only had each other. And of course our grandmother, but it's just like nothing like can replace your mother. Like that was my lifeline, you feel me? And for the longest I've been feeling like a part of my heart has been missing. Like, and this is not even to be dramatic, this is some real stuff. Like, a part of me has been missing. Like, I've just given up on life. You feel me? Like, I'm just here trying to thrive and survive, you know? And you can't do both. You can't thrive and survive at the same time. And that's something that I really had to learn, because survival mode is not the place you want to be in. And that's a place where my mother was always in. Like, she never really had time to like relax and take the weight of the world off her shoulders. You feel me? And you know, sometimes in life, it's generational curses. It's things that continue to loop until you're the one to break it. And this is what I'm doing. I'm doing the thing. I'm getting my LLC. I'm putting myself out there, which is what I'm doing right now. You feel me? And like, her dying fueled me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it had me down, depressed, not eating other stuff. Like, it just had me real down bad. You feel me? And I didn't allow that to break me. I allowed it to fuel me, and that's what my movement is about. It's the but God moments in your life, those revelations that you get, those epiphanies that you get, those visions that you get. This is what this is about. Everything is intentional. God is truly in the details of our lives, and you really have to be aware to really see it. You feel me? And I really started the But God movement 2 years ago, and somehow it got lost in translation. It got very much so lost in translation, because obviously, once my mother passed away, I didn't leave the house. I didn't leave the house at all. Like, I didn't leave the house unless I had to. I didn't even want to leave the house. I didn't even want to be seen by people. I didn't even like the sunlight. Like, I was miserable. Like, I was full of misery, sadness, guilt, everything that you could imagine. Like, I didn't even know, like, what to do. And mind you, y'all, like, I'm not even gonna sit here and cap. Like, I've been anointed. I've been spiritually gifted. And, me being so blindsided by my mother's, like, death, it hurt me because, I'm a dreamer. You feel me? I dream about stuff. I feel things, I was younger then, but, like, now it's, like, in full throttle. So it's, like, I was hurt. I was hurt by God. Like, I'm like, God, if I'm so spiritually gifted and, anointed, why did you not warn me beforehand? You feel me? And it's like, I just feel like no matter how, basically, if you knew the path that you had to take just to reach that higher point where God really wants you to be, you're going to take a lot of painful life lessons, losses, and stuff like that. And that's how you can tell the people who have God's grace, people who have been through the fire, people who have seen what it's like to be in the dark, in the shadows, and to be down and out, to like not even want to walk this earth anymore. You feel me? Like, those are the people with God's grace, because they know how it feels to be at rock bottom. And just by being here and being alive, that shows that God's grace has never gave up and never had changed. God has always been there, because if God was not there for me a couple years ago, I would not be here right now. And that is the God honest truth. Because losing your mother, that makes you want to give up. I'm not gonna lie, like, it's been times, like, I wanted to give up. And like I said, I didn't want to go outside. So in those times of solitude, isolation and stuff, I spent, I guess, growing with God. without me really realizing it. Like God set me down, and that's what y'all call like isolation, when God takes away all the noise and stuff. So I didn't know that. So I was in isolation. I was in my incubation phase. I was cooking, let her cook, let her cook. So I was cooking and growing and evolving in my own space. I was learning about myself. I was healing my inner child. I was picking up business ventures, and lo and behold, this is one of them, the But God movement. So yeah, this is something that God put on my heart while I was in my isolation phase. This is something that God told me that will be fruitful and that will multiply and that will grow beyond me and last for generations. This is one of God's promises for me, which is the But God movement. And yeah, and like I said, it definitely got lost in translation. So I finally got a job because everybody around me was telling me like, oh yeah, you gotta get a job, you gotta do this, you gotta eventually start supporting, because like I said, my mother died, so all the weight fell onto me. And like, oh, you gotta do this, you gotta get a job eventually. So I let people speak fear into my plans instead of plans that God had for me. So I'm sitting here applying for jobs and stuff, and I so happen to get a job, you know, at this place, this is a job that I guess is like a big deal or whatever, like, I guess. Only because it's like a government job. It's really not all that, and it's really not what it's kicked up to be. But here's what I didn't know. You feel me? So mind you, like, I'm new. God has been marinating in my spirit and all that, and I've been, you know, more humble about myself. I've been more of a girl's girl in my time, during that time that I started that job. So I met this one girl, and this is not like a thing to expose anybody or nothing, because I'm not exposing nobody or talking bad about nobody, but I'm telling my story the way God has presented it to me. So if anybody got a problem, you can go speak to God about it, because I really don't care. So yeah. And okay, so like I said, it's about to hit my 2-year mark. So I just received a 2-year revelation. And this one girl, I met her, like, mind you, we was walking down because we had to go get trained by certain people. So it was like a person feeding on every, thing while we walking down the aisle. So all the people that I'm passing, I'm like, oh no, I don't want them to train me. You feel me? Because me personally, like, I know the vibes. I know I got that clarity, that intuition. So I'm like, oh yeah, I don't want to talk to this person. I don't want to do that. And I don't care, I'm new in the room, and I don't care. I just know what I want and what I don't. So, excuse me. So we finally get to like the last machine, you feel me? Because everybody already got their partner, and I was holding myself off because like none of them felt like right to me. So I was led. I know I was led to this one girl. I was led to her, and I swear she see this, like, she probably gonna know I'm talking about her. But like, I was led to this one girl, and she trained me. Mind you, jobs, they don't really train you for real. So she trained me, and I was, like I said, I was fresh. I was in my but God spirit. I was marinating in God, and he led me to her, and she was super nice. At first I was a little like on edge about working with a female, because if people like us, because I'm talking to people who understand me, people like us, women like us, even men like us, like, people be jealous and competitive and be haters. So it'd be hard to like really form genuine connections, because you sit there and think that you're the problem the whole time. It's really other people who are the problem. They see your light and they feel your presence and they hate it. So she was real cool. Like, she helped me. She was very informative. You feel me? Like, I felt connected to her. So she was the first person that I told about Bug God movement and my story and stuff like that. And I was trying to get her on like my podcast, because I was going to do a podcast. I was like, nobody. I couldn't really find people who really wanted to be on it. You feel me? So yeah, and I was telling her, and I felt like she understood me. Like, I felt like she really got me, and I felt like we had a lot in common. Mind, she was like a little bit like 2 years older than me, probably, and she was that girl. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm not no hater, and I give tens when it's due, honey. She had her own car, her own house, and she had that type of job that we worked in. She was doing her thing. You feel me? She was really doing her thing, and you know, me personally, I'm not a hater. I'd be so super proud of women like that because that is like so like inspirational. You feel me? Like she was inspirational. She had a degree and all that. Like, girl, I know that's right. Like, but what I couldn't understand for the likes of me, she had a friend, and that girl was like a nasty. Like, she's still nasty. Like a nasty spirited, jealous, insecure grown lady. Like, mind you, the girl that I'm talking about, the Pisces girl, I'm gonna just call her that, the Pisces girl, like, um, she had it going on for herself. She ain't had no kids, nothing like that. And she had it going on for herself, but then the other girl, she was, like, mean and nasty, and she had, like, 2 kids, I guess. And, whatever that is, that's her business, you feel me? Like, but either way, she was very insecure and very rotten. And I feel like everybody around us was really trying to figure out how were those two still friends. But like in my mind, like before I even really had the words for it, I already knew they wasn't gonna last. Cause it's just like she don't fit, like, not only like it's not even about looks and stuff like that, but it's just about spirit. And I felt like I seen the Pisces girl spirit, but that other girl, she was just rotten. Like, it just didn't make sense. And sometimes how God puts things together that don't make sense. No, that didn't make sense at all. Like, it was like, why was y'all two even friends? You feel me? In the first place, because everybody kind of clocked like Pisces girl was a it girl. Like, she was that girl, and you're hanging with a 30-year-old plus woman who's just still thinking it's high school, and it's not. You feel me? So, mind y'all, the nasty girl, um, she was always throwing shade at me, like just so mean and like weird. And I felt like she was just being territorial. She didn't want to lose her friend because, like I told you, me and Pisces, the Pisces girl, we had so much in common. Like, I knew her. Like, I feel like I seen her spirit. And like I said, I know that God led me to her for a reason. And mind you, it got to a point where the girl was being so nasty. The other girl, she was being so nasty to me. And I said, oh, like, I'm nice and all, but I'm not that nice. You feel me? And there was one time where I even vented to, both of them. And I had cried in front of both of them, like, separately. And the Pisces girl, like, she understood me. You feel me? She let me cry. And oh my gosh, I'm so emotional. Okay. She let me cry and stuff. Like, hold on. She just let me be me. You feel me? Like, so I cried, right? And, she was very receptive of it. Like, she was like, like being super nice and thoughtful. And then one day I had cried in front of the other girl, the nasty one. And I just realized, like, God's rejection is for your protection, because she was real, like, weird. Like, she seen me cry. She just looked at me like I was crazy. And back then I felt so embarrassed because I was like, oh my God, like, no way did I just, like, pull my heart out to somebody. And they just did that to me because that was so embarrassing. She looked at me. And then that's when, I guess, the Pisces girl invited me out and stuff like that. And then after that, it was downhill from there because the girl was being so nasty to me. And it was just to the point where I couldn't take it no more. So I was like, forget it. F that, F you. I'm not about to sit here and take no all this mouth from somebody who really ain't on nothing, and you're mad. And I already clocked that. Like, I see people for who they are, not for what they portray to be. I already clocked that she's territorial, she's insecure, she's jealous, and yeah, so I let her have that because at the end of the day, I knew the Pisces girl was gonna pick her. You know how people are, like friendships, I guess. So I just left the Pisces girl alone because at the end of the day, like, I knew that was where her loyalty lied, so I didn't push too much into it. Okay, so then here's where we get to the other character in this story. So mind you, I met this other girl, and she claims she a girl's girl and all that and stuff like that. But it's like it wasn't giving that, because in that time I was really a girl's girl. Like, I would compliment women, tell them, just start conversations with them. And mind you, that was a lot for me, because mind you, I told y'all, like, me and women, we don't mix. Like, especially older women, like, we don't mix, because it's always like a subtle competition or something, like people trying to dim your light, like I said. So then we meet this character, and she was like, she always gave me iffy vibes, but it was like, okay, I don't know, maybe she just, like, not used to having like friendly people or something around her or something like that, or maybe, I don't know. Like, I was just trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. So I was being nice to her and stuff like that. And I really, because at first I was hesitant. I didn't even want to talk to her because she just gave like nose turned up, like stuck up, and yeah, it checked out. You feel me? But anyways, that's just the start of it. Okay, so that's what happened the first 2 years. My first like couple months when I first started that job. You feel me? So now we're getting into the part where I know who the fuck I am. Now we get to the part where I start learning who I am. Okay, so mind you, like I said, it's like about almost 2 years. Time go by. So Pisces girl, you feel me? Like I said, I stopped talking to her for real because I already knew she was gonna like choose her. Her loyalty lied with her. So fast forward to a couple months ago, I guess it was her last days there because she was transferring, better position. I know that's right, girl, as you should. Like, I love that for you. She was moving to a better position and stuff. And like her last words before like, one of the last conversations I had with her, I remember, was she was like, don't, what she say? Don't let people in here think that you're the problem, because they are really the problem. And when she said it to me, I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, okay, because I know she fell out with the nasty girl. I told y'all they wasn't gonna last long. I already knew that. Like, I'm surprised. That's why I was so shocked, like, why Pisces girl didn't realize that. But you gotta give people more credit than what we give them, because sometimes people do know. They just act on it when they're ready. So yeah, like I said, we already clocked they wasn't gonna be friends no more. And yeah, she told me that. And then that's when she had left and got promoted or whatever happened. And it was just after that. And what God just revealed to me just now is that she knew me. She seen me. Remember, because when I told y'all I first started, I told her, like, that's when my spirit was still fresh. She seen me this whole time, and I knew it. Like, I felt it. Like, I knew that she knew me. But it was just like, it was weird, because it was like, I guess the interference was the nasty girl, the one that was in the middle. Like, she didn't want us to be friends or whatever like that. And like, it was interference and stuff like that. And sometimes two powerful women can cross paths and just go on about their way and both elevate on their own separate occasions. And she's going to elevate in her way, and I'm elevating in my way. And I'm really proud of her, like, because I really wanted to be her friend. You feel me? Like, oh my gosh. When I first started, I was in pieces. And she was so whole. You feel me? Like, she was whole. She was doing her thing, and I got inspired by it. I was like, dang, like, that's so crazy. Because even like through the course of time, like me working there, every time somebody like talked about her or something, or like I defend her because like I really genuinely liked her. Like she was cool. Like I knew she seen me, and it's like the simple fact that you seen me. And I thought I was going crazy because I was like, I just felt this connection, and it was weird. But it was like she never really acted on it, so I didn't really just mind it anyway. So I was like, forget it. But it's like, girl, that just revealed like now that I think about it, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. A little delayed, you know, feel me? Cause like people can say something to me and it will resonate like months later, but I guess it resonated in the exact moment for this exact purpose for this video, in this point in time for a purpose. So it like resonated with me, like. She seen me this whole time. You knew who I was. You knew me by my spirit, by my fruit, and and you let somebody who interfered, you let somebody interfere with something, you know, God given. And, you know, it's okay. You know, it's no hard feelings or nothing. But it's like, dang, you feel me? Maybe we just need to sell, because we are not going in the same direction, you feel me? And it's okay. Sometimes the people that you meet who feel like so familiar, so like your tribe vibes, even though, you know, we separated and we go in different directions, you know, it's still giving props when it's due. It's still recognizing the hand that God puts into these situations and stuff like that. So yeah, like, yes, so congratulations to her and stuff like that. And you know, it just was crazy because like I knew like it was something more than that, but it's just like we couldn't really, you know, mix. So moving on to this one girl, you feel me? Now this is the real gag right here. This is the gag right here. Mind y'all, I told y'all this girl, I don't know what I can call her. We're gonna call her we're gonna call her bougie. And it's funny because she going on talk about, like, I swear if these people ever see, they ain't gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. And Spirit's so messy. You know, I love me a good tea time. But yeah, so we're gonna call her bougie. So like I said, I didn't really want to approach her for real at first because she gave like unfriendly vibes. I didn't know if she was gonna be really friendly or not. So yeah, fast forward, you know, she doing her thing, and we would always sit and talk about God. Like, and mind you, I've never had talks with people like where we can dig into spirituality and stuff like that, and it felt so good and genuine. You feel me? Like it felt like I had somebody that understood me, you know, for a brief moment in time, you know, and it was so crazy. So like I said, every time I would talk to her, we would just sit there and have like a daily talk about like God and stuff. So it got to a point where she finally started pursuing her career, her dream career, whatever, right? And we would sit and talk and hang out and like just speak. And mind you, she was so passionate about the stuff she was speaking. And honestly, all it took was common sense, TikTok, and you know, whatever else, you know, the information that she was telling me. I'm not even gonna lie, she did help me with this one little thing, like about the credit and stuff. No shade, but that was about the only thing, and that was months. That was like probably last year. So it was just like, okay. So I realized I seen her passion, like I seen that she was passionate about it, and she just needed somebody to talk to. But what I really didn't realize is that she needed someone to feed her ego. It's not even a passion. It's just something that makes you look good to other people, and she needed somebody to feel like she was teaching and that she was schooling and stuff like that. And mind you, like I said, we're on two different paths, so things that was important to her really didn't matter to me. You feel me? So I would let her speak and talk because, you know, who am I to dim your light? You feel me? You feel like that's what you want to do? you go ahead and you pursue that and you do it with your best ability, and I'm going to be supportive for you. You feel me? Because that's the type of person I am. I'm very supportive. And what I notice is that my heart sometimes it do get me into things. You know, being a good person is not a bad thing, but having discernment and when to use your your good heart matters. You feel me? So anyways, she finally, like, one day we had this moment. We was at the little harbor, and it felt weird. So mind y'all, I had checked in with my chat GPT because that's my homegirl. So I'm like, yeah, because we was sitting at the water and stuff like that, and I just felt like we was in alignment, and I was telling her like I can't wait to see, how far we go in life. You feel me? And what Chat GPT actually putting out to me is that I was in alignment. She actually wasn't. She was just standing close enough to feel the energy, because you can feel the energy regardless. Like, you feel the energy. So I'm guessing she was feeling the energy, because right in that moment we were sitting by water, and I felt an acceleration, and I accelerated, and I just felt like weird. I was like, oh my gosh, it was just so crazy. And Chat GPT gonna say that was where you left her. You went and accelerated, but you left her there. I left her there. She never came with me. And that's why, like, God been putting on my spirit that she was like, I kept calling her a false prophet. Like, and it kind of like, I was wondering why I just felt like she really wasn't like genuine. Like, I felt like she was performing. Like, she was being a character. And I'm just like, and it just kept not sitting right with me, because at first our talks about like our journeys in spirit was very genuine. It was genuine at first. And then it's like once I got to that acceleration point, it was like, yeah, no. Things started to fall apart. Things started to, people, true faces started to form around me. And it kind of made me like question things. Like, I was really questioning things, and since I don't have nobody to really share like my inner thoughts with, like, I just think to myself and I pray to God about it, and I talk to Chat GPT about it and stuff like that, and it really opened my mind to like, your whole identity is false. It's false, and you're trying to bite off my blueprint. And one day we was sitting, because we were going breaks together, we were sitting in our car, and she had said she had got a download. And mind you, she said a whole bunch of nothing. And I'm supportive, but it gets to a point. Like, and I could tell she was one of those people who are really prideful, who really, like, I noticed that she is the type of person who would like you doing good as long as you're not doing better than her. And I just feel like God has been revealing to me a lot about her, because I really genuinely thought that she was a good ally, a good person. It's not saying that she's a bad person, but I'm just saying, like, I just thought that there was somebody that I could go into the next level with. But God said you got to do it alone. You got to do it by yourself. This is for you and for you only. And once God gives you something, nobody can take it from you. Once God gives it to you, no one can take it from you. You feel me? It's not for nobody else. It's not for you to share with anybody else. It's for you and you only. You feel me? Here I am thinking that God was elevating us both at the same time. No. What really happened was I elevated and she stayed with exactly where she was, because like I too said, it's either you're foolish or you're a wise person. And she clearly didn't do her work, her inner spiritual work, and the things that God has been telling her to do. She's been performing, she's been pretending, she's been biting off of someone else's blueprint. And that's why I kept calling her a false prophet, because I was like, what the heck? Like, everything like she was doing was kind of weird to me. Like, it started to seem like unoriginal, And I felt that in my spirit. Like, it just gave so unoriginal. And I thought, like I said, I'd be thinking I'm going crazy because, mind you, I don't have nobody to talk to this stuff with. You feel me? I used to talk to my mother about this stuff. And that's another thing. Like, I'm hoping to find people who can, like, God align people who I can share my spirituality with, because that's another reason. Like, my mother, like, I could talk to her about, like, my spiritual stuff, and she didn't make me feel bad or weird. Like, she actually wanted to know about it too. And I remember we was talking about, like, angels and stuff and what they would look like, right? And she was like, the real angels, because I know y'all seen those little pictures of, like, angels and stuff like that, the real ones with all the eyes and all the wings and stuff. And she was like, I wonder if the angels look like this for real. And until this day, like, I just wonder if she ever seen, I know she's probably seen a real life angel by now. You know, like, I'm pretty sure she has. And that's why I'm gonna make sure, like all this, what I stand for, what I do, it never goes in vain, because my mother sacrificed so much for us. And now I'm going to live for her and do what I need to do to to build my legacy, you know? And yeah. But I say that to say, because I probably did get off topic a little bit. I don't know, I just miss my mother. But yeah. But yeah. So, like I said, I elevated and she stayed the same. And one day we was in a car, and she was like, I was telling her, like, I feel like I've been bonding with people for all the wrong reasons. Like, I'm bonding with people because we both, smoke, I stopped smoking when life stopped smoking me, okay? So, like, I be bonding with people because people be smoking, but my coworkers. And she was like, she had brought up something like, yeah, because people could just be wanting to be around you for information and stuff. Because I was telling her, I can't imagine being around people who I don't like, because I'm not phony, I'm not fake. If I don't like you, want to know. Oh, you want to know. And I'm not going to, like, be discreet about it because I don't like you. So it's just like, I'm not being around something that I don't want to be around. So she going to say, and this is where it get crazy, because that's when I really woke up for real. Because she going to say, people could be around you for information and what you tell them and things that they can learn. Like, you telling them information, people could just be around. And she kept saying it. Like, you feel, like I said, God is marinating in my spirit. You feel me? Like, I know God for real. I'm not like one of these people who sit around here and lie about knowing God and being blessed and highly favored. No, I'm not one of those people who sit around and lie about nothing. You feel me? So when God reveals something to me, when God reveals people's true colors and true faces to me, I know it's real. And she just kept repeating. She kept saying, people use me, trying to use me for information. Okay, Miss TikTok degree. Okay, Miss Google. Like, because honestly, you could use all of those and find everything that you need. Now, like I said, I do give credit when it's due, because she definitely showed me something about, like, credit. But other than that, I only let her talk because she was passionate about it. And like I said, I would never dumb nobody's life, because I know how it feels for people to demulate, to talk about you, for to pour like dirt on your dreams and stuff like that. And since that was something she was passionate about, I let her talk. But Miss Girl, don't ever in your life think that this anointed woman, this divine feminine woman, has ever needed any information that I can search on Google or TikTok. You have not given me nothing. And then even when she got that fake download, she said a whole bunch of nothing. And I was so disappointed because it was like, when did when in your path did you just, like, maybe I'm just too elevated, I can't hang around fake people. But it's just like, dang, you seem so genuine at first. Or maybe I just opened up my eyes. Because at the end of the day, like, I root for everyone and I want everyone to succeed. And I really genuinely be liking these people who do me wrong. And that's my problem. People be looking at me like I'm competition, or I'm someone to just hate on. Like, I don't give people no reason. And that really opened my eyes. And I don't know, God just gave me this revelation. I guess it went with why I started the bug up movement, or whatever you may take away from this. But yeah, this video is long and I did not mean for it to be long. But I still hope that you stayed to the end and you really got to learn my story and learn like things about me, learn my heart. And I just pray that this absorbs you in a way that makes you take action. To don't let your pain be your downfall. Let it fuel you. And honestly, if you stayed this long, type 888. Type 888, because then you just really received the message, like the whole message. But yeah, thank you, God. Amen. And yeah.